about this Jesus character, I want to know which one of these motherfuckers you talking about. Because you don't know that the biblical Jesus is ISIS because you motherfuckers is too busy with your head up your ass trying to mislead the people in the name of a dollar. Yeah, computer is based on the psychological and the intellectual layers of the human mind. If you made that shit, they ain't gonna make no artificial shit that's gonna outthink the organic shit. That shit's crazy. Yeshua mean our savior is not a name. They just didn't translate it so that they can mislead you into thinking that they were saying something different than what they was really saying. If you don't know what the motherfucker say, then you don't know what it say. You saying something in vain. Right? Many shall come from me in the last days and say, I healed the sick, raised the dead, and cast out demons, all in your name. And that motherfucker say, get thee hence, I know you not, ye workers of iniquity. You foul and wicked vermin. So if you don't know how to read the original language and you relying on the translation of this motherfucking devil, you at least can get you a motherfucking concordance or lexicon. Reverse engineer that shit and find out what it's really saying. Because whoever our savior is, which you so called Yahshua, but in the Greek, just so you know, ISIS is the name that's Jesus in English, in the Greek. And the New Testament was written in Greek. And if you want to say it was written in the Syriac Arabic, then the word is Issa, which is short for ISIS. And so it doesn't matter how you cut it. You're going to still end up with ISIS as Jesus because she's going to come adorned as a bride for her grooms, what the Revelation tell you. When Atlantis returned, they told you it sunk, but that motherfucker flew away and you fell for it. And they didn't scrape the bottom of the ocean looking for this motherfucker that sunk, but they can't find it. That don't even make sense. But when you realize that they turned everything upside down and then turned it around and fed it to you backwards and in reverse, then you can turn that shit back right and flip it up to where you can see exactly what you're looking at. The Lucifer lens, the enlightened lens, the awareness, the comprehension to grasp the concept and the ideas in which they telling you because they took that shit right out of your motherfucking history. And then they reworked it in order to use it as a tool of oppression in order to enforce some shit called white supremacy that came from some other shit called a caste system that was written in ancient sutras that Alexander went to capture in the Indus Valley, and that's why they say he conquered the world, right? And then that's why it say under the cross, under this sign, I shall conquer, meaning Rome shall conquer under the sign of the cross. Who the fuck is Rome? Well, those are Etruscan Moors, but they don't want you to know that because they the unseen hand. And the unseen hand is the hidden hand. That's the black hand behind that black man to call himself the white man, but he ain't white. But y'all don't know it's a chess term because we in admiralty law and the law of the high seas, and they claim that we attacked them when they landed on us as the attackers. So they took the position on the chessboard as white and gave us the position on the chessboard as black, meaning that we the ones that they had planned to attack. They told you the blueprint to their program when they said that under George Washington, after 200 years, you motherfuckers won't know an L from a bay. A fez wearing motherfucker from a feather wearing motherfucker. I'm here to tell you, they ain't us, we ain't them. We look alike, but we ain't the same. That's your white man. Your Moorish Zionist motherfucking Jew. Protocols of the Learned Elder Zion is the blueprint of white supremacy that was discussed as the motherfucking Republic in Rome. If you motherfuckers don't know the history, you lost. Lost in the motherfucking sauce. It's real simple. As soon as you grow a spine, stand up and assert your sovereign right to be a sovereign individual, be responsible for your own self, because they using the 1301 motherfucking papal bull that said all these people stupid, they don't know who they is as long as they got amnesia. The Pope got the first right to administer, the Pope has the first right to administer the estate of the imbeciles who are non-functional in law. Send this shit over to the barrister's office, the Bar Association, and tell them to enforce these landlords, your Lord and Savior, your Lord, rights to the land, because they are not in a sound mind. That means they are in an imbecile capacity. They 3/5 compromised. Dred Scott slaves. They walk free land, but they can't be free because they don't know who the fuck they is. And as long as they don't know who the fuck they is, they don't got no right to their shit. But as soon as they figure it out, they can have it all. All they got to do is figure out who they is. First one to the top get to tell the rest. So Martin went to the mountaintop, seen the promised land, but he ain't make it because he knew they was coming to get him. He ain't had time to break this shit all apart like this and give it back to y'all so y'all know who the enemy is. Right? So, as soon as y'all understand what y'all up against, y'all can get free. And it don't cost you nothing to get free. You don't need no money to get free. But when you get free, you got access to wealth. Not money, wealth. There is a difference. Having access to money is paper currency, meaning that shit can lose value. Wealth doesn't lose value. Mineral rights, earth rights. Y'all got that shit. It's held and motherfucking archived. I showed y'all where it was at. In Missouri. No, in Kansas. It was in Kansas. Just outside of Kansas City, Kansas is where they had the trust files. And we need to get Dane Calloway to give public notice to them to surrender it, because he is the grid on the land, of the land, from the land. So all he got to do is give them public notice, but y'all got to tell him where it's at and that was our culture. Soon as he remember what he's supposed to do, he gonna do it because he want these motherfuckers going just as bad as me. Right? So y'all got to make us connect with understanding who your elders are. Y'all have to make the connections between the elders. When y'all make the connection between the elders, y'all tie in the tribes across the land. When y'all tie the tribes across the land, each one teach one. We all gonna reach some. Stop being selfish. You're chasing the bag, but the bag is full of monopoly money. I'm letting you know now. The yellow brick road wasn't really motherfucking gold. That shit was spray paint. Right? So, I don't know how you gonna figure this shit out. But Jesus ain't gonna be here. Because Jesus wasn't here before these motherfuckers came. So Jesus won't be here when these motherfuckers leave. That means all of your religions, your Abrahamic religions of the East, is obsolete on this land. We go back to tribal rights and tribal traditions and fuck your religions. You don't need that shit. The fuck we want your religion for? Sorry, motherfuckers. So I'm going to go over this again. You assert your sovereign right to demand by public notice and habeas corpus to produce the caregivers of the land that's been left in charge of the land, and they have to produce them. Soon as you learn, if the whole trick was that we was never going to remember who we was or none of our shit. Everybody got a voice, but the stronger the voice is, we got about 17 more days in the 21-day cycles in order for the public notice to be in full effect and be enforceable by law. So, it is what it is. Y'all keep talking about we ready to be free, but y'all don't want to do no freedom-provoking shit. Freedom free. But you're going to have to pay attention. Yep. So, if y'all don't understand what I'm talking about, y'all need to go back to class, follow the OG Tariq Bey. He been telling this shit for over 50 years and niggas still ain't caught on. They are acting um, in a de facto capacity. That means they got all of the appearance of the law, but none of the law behind them. We are the de jure. We got all of the appearances of nothing, but all of the law and the law right is behind us. All we got to do is assert that shit. Yep. Yeah, we do need a convention, Christina. That's we need that shit. These motherfuckers got. Ooh, we need a tribal leaders convention or a matriarchal convention of matriarchs. They supposed to do that shit in Chicago. It's already on the program. I just don't know the date. But I'm gonna tell you this: once this motherfucking cycles is up, and those who asserted their freedom, they gonna be well motherfucking taken care of because they gonna have access to their shit. Those who don't, your Social Security is tied to an international bank account that they've been trading in your name since you was born. When they was using you as a marker on a slave wager board, you was accumulating wealth under your motherfucking international bank number, which is your Social Security number with no hyphens, which is verifiable on the stock exchange through your motherfucking Fidelity accounts. Or your brokerage firm, whichever one you go to, can look your motherfucking shit up. Your birth certificate is registered and your social security number is registered. Your birth certificate is the equivalent of what you call a savings bond. Your death certificate is what you call a redemption bond. You redeem the bond on death certificate of the birth certificate. And then you trade the redemption on the market. But they got a calculator that tell them when you're going to be reborn so that they can tie the death certificate of your last incarnation to your birth certificate of this one. So they continue to trade you while you don't even know who you is. They know. They got it all recorded. Because they was not allowed to do anything to you without keeping meticulous record, or else they would have to call for a cashier to give an accountant for the record to make sure that motherfucker get told in the public domain. Well, they done told us all of the secrets. All that shit out in the open now. As my boys say, everything's out in the open. Yep, so they running out of life. Yeah, so this is where we at with it. I can tell you how to get free, but I can't fill in the test for you. I can't do your part of the test. The part of the test that you supposed to do, even after I gave you the answer, you still got to do it. I can't do your part. I can tell you what your part is, and I can tell you how to do it, but I can't do your part for you. Motherfuckers all had me go get all of the facts, drag that shit out here and tell it to y'all, show it to y'all, give y'all the receipts, and y'all still talking about shit ain't happening. What you gonna do about eating on Thanksgiving? What you gonna do about Christmas? Man, who give a flying fuck? Fix this shit. Make that shit worth having. All of it. And a woke motherfucker probably gonna be more likely to celebrate the holiday than the diet woke motherfucker. And I'm gonna tell you why. When you become fully conscious of what's going on in this world, any excuse to unify a family together for any reason under good circumstances between the family members become the aim and destiny of those who are aware. So whether it's their holidays that they use as a reward for the slave labor or not, a real woke motherfucker want to defy the enemy's tactic of divide and conquer at every turn. So we gonna cook something on their holidays and use their holidays to pass our information back and forth. Keep everybody in the loop. exchange motherfucking intel, data. Look, Rashida gonna have to tell y'all about Nasara. That's not my field. That's her shit. So that's not my lane. My lane is to tell y'all about how to search your sovereign right to see the chiefs of the land, and they have to explain to y'all why we ain't got shit. That's who's supposed to explain it to y'all. I done already gave y'all the discourse on the hay, which is the what they call just cause portion by verbal public discourse. And it explains to you, according to our oral traditions of law, and everybody having the sovereign right to announce anything in the public domain. If it can be put into words, we got to put it out there, even if it's a baby. Even the baby got a sovereign right to state their grievances on the record, especially if they have a remedy. Especially the parent normally gonna get a remedy for the child because the child brought it up because it's a grievance. Everybody got a sovereign voice in the tradition of the clans of the. They be talking to you motherfuckers, but y'all needed some goddamn help. And the clan said for me to step up and tell you motherfuckers what the real was. Clan rules. So when the family called, the worst of the worst motherfuckers out to the front. The last nigga, the worst, the one that ain't never supposed to call until it's a real crisis at hand. When they call that motherfucker and he come out here and start telling you motherfucker shit, y'all don't even know how bad this shit is. Y'all lie, that motherfucking go along to get along ass shit. Stop feeding your babies to this goddamn beast. When you send them to public education, they are on display for harvesting of organs, pedophile rings, cannibal rings, adrenochrome rings. They are handpicking which one of the kids they want as they walk to school, as they stand at the bus stop. Cut that, make community mother groups. Working mothers depend on unemployed mothers, and unemployed mothers depend on working mothers as a synthesis. The ones who don't got to go to work teach the babies are the ones who do. That's clan rules. The ones who go to work aid and assist the ones who don't financially where she can. This shit gonna change so goddamn fast, the motherfucking system gonna automatically self-correct. Automatically self-correct. We under indigenous reign now. We not under that 1776 blood oath that the motherfuckers made to try to stop me. We not under that shit. That shit expired July the 4th last year. We are under indigenous rule. Indigenous people don't mistreat people with prisons and death sentences and shit. If you get put to death in indigenous system, that's because you asked for it. You asked for it. Everybody got a right to enjoy the bounty and the plenty of life and earth. All of us on this motherfucker deserve this shit the same level. I don't deserve a bigger piece of the earth than you get. You don't deserve a bigger piece of the earth than I get, but don't none of us own this shit. Now, some of us have a different vision. We don't all see the earth the same for our vision. But one thing that vision could not include is the oppression of others. That vision cannot include these entitled ass motherfuckers feeling like they deserve what the hard working motherfuckers get. That's not right. And it ain't gonna fly. So I'm gonna look to see if I got any questions in here. What's up, Daniel? Yep, 11-11. All systems go. Using this rule fully. That's stuck to the right is just as bad as being stuck to the left. But there's somebody out here for the sisters. That's all I give a fuck about. There's somebody out here for the sisters. They call MGT. That's my guerrilla team. The Muslim Girl Trainees, the GCC, the 733. They gonna tell you sisters how to click up, organize. They well trained in what they do. Also, the sororities, they in on this shit. Every last one of them. The sororities are in on it. If you got a sorority sister, you already know what I'm talking about. If you're in a sorority, you already know what I'm talking about. I'm talking to the ones who hadn't joined anything and they trying to be self-raised. Because they don't trust nobody, like me. And so, you look for your sororities. You look for your MGT. You look for your, I forget, it's a group of Moorish females. This does the same thing. I forget what they call. I think they call the Moorish Consulate of Women or something to that effect. But it's posted on my page. Now, anybody that think I'm crazy, go down my page for the last 2 years. You're going to get a PhD by the end of it. That's how my shit land. If you can motherfucking see through the bullshit and you go down my page for the last 2 years, when you get done grasping all the shit I said, all the shit I posted, your ass gonna have a PhD. That's a philosophy doctorate, in case you don't know what a PhD is. It's the highest form of education in the Western world. It's nothing to us. We used to graduate kids out of 6th grade with PhDs. I don't know what this system got y'all doing, 12-step brainwash camp called education. And y'all fall for everything but the right shit. When a motherfucker come tell y'all the right shit, y'all automatically attack him. It's the system. It's the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Go back to the Matrix. Remember the agent. You a fucking agent. The ones that say, that nigga crazy. He a fucking agent. You want to know who the agent is? Have a motherfucker watch this video. He gonna expose himself because he gonna say, about 10 minutes in, he gonna say, oh, that nigga crazy. I don't want to hear no more. He an agent. Get that motherfucker out your life. A motherfucker that can hear and a motherfucker that can see, they not gonna fall for the bullshit. They gonna be like, where that nigga at? That's some real shit that nigga just said. Where that nigga at? Because real motherfuckers love real shit. Fake motherfuckers only want fake shit. I'm not bringing no fake shit. So they kiss my ass. I use profanity, politically incorrect on purpose. Because anybody that's politically correct under oppression is in agreement with the oppression. Fuck them bitches. How political correct is that? I don't give a fuck who they is. As long as they got the foot on somebody's neck, fuck them bitches. They can eat shit and die. They can die a slow, painful death, but they won't do it here. They're gonna have to go somewhere else with that shit. We finna get rid of the suffering. They've been holding back medical discoveries. They've been holding back technological discoveries, scientific, all kind of shit they've been holding back so you won't have the quality of life you were supposed to be when your ass was brought here. When your ass came to Earth, out the universal womb, you came here to live your best life, and these motherfuckers are stealing it. But you don't want motherfuckers like me to tell you they stealing your shit, dog. They got a hole in the tank. You filling your car with gas, and they filling up their barrel with gas, and you can't never get a full tank, and you can't figure out why. I'm telling you it's a leak in the goddamn drain. I'm telling you where the leak at and who fixing it. Now, Trump, that motherfucker need an S on his chest for this shit. I'm surprised that motherfucker need an S on his chest. He done laid his motherfucking Trump card hand down for real. Donald the motherfucking Duck done laid this shit down on a level I didn't think he would be able to. But he did it. Them 50 generals ain't no joke. And them 50 sisters ain't either. They done flipped the grid on this devil head. It's an inhospitable environment for him. He's scurrying now. He's confused. He's in delirium. He don't understand the grid shift. He don't understand the grid shift because it's doing to him what they did to us. It's doing to the beast what the beast did to us. By putting everything back in order that was out of order, do the same thing to the devil that the devil did to the human. Now you got to remember, the human is half man, half God, half devil. We stuck in the middle. So if we're gonna be stuck in the middle, we just got to remember to bump straight, and we'll be missed with the bullshit. Don't nobody like a straight shooter, because the truth is the most painful shit you could tell a motherfucker. The most painful shit you could give a motherfucker is the truth. They can't handle it. You know? So it's 11:07. That flips 7:11. That's a master's initiation. I done gave it to y'all today. This shit about over with. Stay out the streets. Stay out these people's way while they clean this shit up. You gonna know by your city being locked down if they in your area, and you gonna feel the ground shake if they in your area. You gonna already know. They gonna send a code out. If they flip the code out, and I think y'all need to know, I will automatically do a live on the spur of the fucking moment. Until then, that's about it. It's 8:11. Master initiate off the Queen initiate. That's a reflection. So we're gonna reflect this one. Give y'all something to reflect upon. And I'm gonna leave it at this. And I'll be back when I'm needed. Just wanted to go live on Facebook before they throw me back in Facebook jail again. So I'm going to do some invites down my invite list. These preachers getting on my nerves with this Jesus shit. So I'm trying to be nice. I already dismantled their fictitious belief system and unlocked their Christ key to the consciousness of their whole doctrine. 33 BC on the 0, flip 33 AD on the turnaround, flip 66 on the unity knot, flip 99 as above, so below, on the mirror flip, on the crossroad knot, off a zigzag zig. We just took your shit. Just that simple. Now, I had to get into this because for some reason they keep wanting to come at me with this Jesus shit. Now, Jesus ain't got nothing to do with me. Christians ain't got nothing to do with me. Hebrews, Muslims, Mohammedans, whatever the fuck you want to call them, that shit don't got nothing to do with me. And all of those similarly situated like me, that shit has nothing to do with us. We was here long before anything called a Torah, a Bible, or a Quran. We was already here. We was already here so long that we was already here when we got here. Noble Drew Ali say time never was when man was not. And I'm telling y'all on that reflection, here never was before we came. And here is where we gonna be when them motherfuckers leave. Because they definitely not staying here. So, Mother Nature gonna run her course. But we had traditions, customs, tribal traditions, tribal customs across the land. All the tribes had their own rights and birthrights, had their own family rituals and traditions that they passed on in their family lines. Y'all still got that shit. When y'all start tribing up, match up what y'all cook. Those who cook the same way with the same ingredients ain't never met each other before. That's y'all tribe. Passed down through what you call a food story. Before your so-called pilgrims came, We already was doing Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving ain't the problem. Do a couple more invites. Well, I guess I'm finished. Thanksgiving ain't never been the problem. All that is the harvest, the festival of the harvest. You know, we've been having the festival of the harvest before the motherfuckers ever came over here. Black Friday, the problem. See, this the part they not telling y'all. Anything they call pagan was our shit. Pagan mean non-Abrahamic religion related. So yeah, they pagan holidays. But that Black Friday something else. See, they call it Black Friday because it was the dark of night when the motherfuckers struck. When motherfuckers had ate all that goddamn turkey with the tryptophan in it. Fell asleep. Right? So they slaughtered the chiefs. And the turkey is the motherfucking representation of the chief on the food board at the harvest festival, but you motherfuckers don't remember y'all shit. Right? That's why cornbread and corn is intricate parts of the festival, because that's our shit. But Black Friday, the problem. It was Black Friday in the dark of night when motherfuckers was full off the harvest feast that the slaughter began. And so we here. This is where the slaughter ends. Black Friday, 2021. So I done told y'all, share the hate. Assert your indigenous sovereign right to have the kings of the land explain what the problem is. You got the right to demand that the kings of the land tell us why, and they have to produce them. The military gonna enforce it. But y'all gotta act like y'all serious. Even if you ain't, you at least put on a good act. You know, don't come watch, say that shit deep, and all these motherfuckers ain't ready, and then you can log off and you don't share the motherfucking hate. You don't assert your indigenous right by public notice with no paperwork. You don't need no paperwork, right? You just making a public notice. You can write it if you want to for the public notice, or you can speak it for the public notice. We are oral people with oral traditions. Before they wrote shit down, we was talking shit. So we used the knockaround game off they flip-flops, motherfuckers, so we could see what they doing behind the scenes with their fingers crossed behind their back. So Thanksgiving was our holiday. Black Friday was our slaughtered day, the day we got slaughtered. The feathers got slaughtered and the games began. Who gonna stop the motherfucking chiefs from waking up across the land? You motherfuckers not slicker than me. So I haven't been on Facebook in a while, so I figure I'd come on here and give y'all a little something. Any pagan holiday is our shit. The villainization of the holidays came with them. Every holiday was already here. They just corrupted them. They used them as a means to oppress us. Everything we was already doing, they used as a tool of oppression. But some stuff you couldn't take out of the culture. So they misappropriated the culture as culture vultures. They do it in hip-hop now so you can see what they was doing back then. History repeats itself until you figure out the loop. Once you figure out the loop, you break free from the loop. Here is the loop. If you don't, by public notice, assert your sovereign right to see the chiefs of the land, then you don't want to see the chiefs of the land. Just that simple. That means that you're content and comfortable in this go along to get along slave system, so you're not going to assert your sovereign right. Most of these motherfuckers think I'm crazy, but I'm telling y'all exactly based off the laws of the universe, the laws of Ma'at. This shit written in hieroglyphics. It's not I didn't make this shit up. Shit was already wrote down. I'm just telling y'all where I got it from. The holy drama. It's the story. At the close of the age, Somebody got to clean up all the bullshit. Well, I'm cleaning up all the bullshit. So the assertion to support can come from anybody who feel they sovereign in the world. Because the tribes of the earth is the ones that has to assert their sovereign right. Right? Those who not part of us, not from us, and don't feel like us, don't matter. But the ones who know what's going on, understand the problem and the solution, need to act. So, Farrakhan told me I had to make it the simplest possible in order for a hard-headed people to follow through. I told him I don't think they're going to follow through because I believe they prefer to be a slave than to be free. But he said, make it simple as possible. Give them something simple to do. So I wrote, the public notice is based off our oral traditions. Our lawgivers always spoke the law in public. No big eyes and no little U's. We all have a voice in the sovereign capacity from the youth to the elders and everybody in the middle. Right? So when you don't assert your sovereign right in the public domain to call forth the king, that means that you're not part and partial to the inheritance of the kingdom. That means that you're rejecting it as... So the same way that they got you silently agreeing to support their system by not telling them motherfuckers you won't support it, then you become part of their system by default, and then you support your own oppression by default on a silent agreement to be oppressed. Stop accepting the bullshit. They laws tell you that they are all a fraud. They dishonored every treaty. Once they dishonored the treaty, they gave us what you call primacy of treaty right. That put us in the position to dissolve the treaty immediately once we recognized that the other party acted in bad faith to violate the treaties. There is no historian on this planet that will not tell you they violated every treaty they made with the indigenous people on the land. And they don't even have to be a historian of this land to know that. A Chinese historian know that. And he's fluent in Chinese history, but he know enough of his history to know that they violated every treaty. This common motherfucking knowledge around the world that they violated every treaty. Not one that they not honored. They did. It's not one that they honored. Not one. If y'all can show me any treaty that this corporation called the United States honored, I'll shut the fuck up and stop talking. Shut me up, please. I need to see that shit. There is not one treaty that these motherfuckers acted in good faith and honored. So, if they dishonor all of the treaties to the people of the land, they are still acting in belligerent capacity and need to be neutralized by the indigenous people of the land. You first have to assert your sovereign right to evict them motherfuckers. We done already asserted our sovereign right to tear down the corporation. Right? By public notice. Right? Already then went against a techocracy and fucked up their motherfucking algorithm on their AI in a 101 versus their computer. They couldn't keep up with the flips. Even their quantum encryption couldn't out encrypt the mind of the motherfucking God body. So I took Silicon Valley from them in a head-to-head competition. I told them how to seize every corporation at its root by seizing the entire, what they call, international stock market, which was privately owned by Prussian bankers that you call Zionist Jews. And since it was privately owned, and since I told them where it was at, they went over there and got that shit. Guess what they found with it? All of the log to tell you where your money at. I keep telling you motherfuckers, we already rich. But we got to tear down the old system in order for them to release our shit. And the only way to tear it down is to walk away from it. Disengage from the motherfucking tyranny. That's it. It's not hard. Disengage from the tyranny. So they want us to pray to Jesus. I want to know what Jesus they want us to pray to. Is it the good ship Jesus? Is it Jesus of Nazareth? Is it Jesus of Pantera? Is it Jesus Justice? Is it Jesus Caesar Borgia? Which one of these motherfucking Jesuses is it? And then one of them can't be older than 500 years old, by the way, because there wasn't no J before that. But we just asking, since you motherfuckers keep talking about this Jesus character, I want to know which one of these motherfuckers you talking about. Because you don't know that the biblical Jesus is ISIS, because you motherfuckers is too busy with your head up your ass trying to mislead the people in the name of a dollar. Yeah, computer is based on the psychological and the intellectual layers of the human mind. If you made that shit, they ain't gonna make no artificial shit that's gonna outthink the organic shit. That shit's crazy. Yeshua, mean our Savior, is not a name. They just didn't translate it so that they can mislead you into thinking under Admiralty law, using uniform commercial code as motherfucking indemnity rights to put a motherfucker into bondage servitude to pay a debt that you never even owed. You never even owed that debt. So you can take your motherfucking eraser and you can erase that motherfucking trillion, 2 trillion, 20 trillion, however many $1 trillion debt that is. You can erase that shit. That has nothing to do with us. We have no affiliation with the central banks. 13 tribes of motherfucking Zion. They have nothing to do with us. They masquerading as motherfucking bankers of the land when they not. Big Mama the bankers of the land. Always being over here. I don't know who these motherfuckers is. So Big Mama put her satchel up until we get these motherfuckers off our land. That means can't nobody get paid until Big Mama land clear of the motherfucking invaders. Yep. T, I'm on Telegram. You don't have to read the whole habeas corpus. You could just announce. I put a post up to show you how to do it, Christina. But I'm on Telegram in the emergency channel that Rashida made. Yeah. Jesus, they know I'm a problem. That's why they keep throwing me in the Facebook jail for telling y'all how to get free. Anything I do to tell y'all how to motherfucking break this system, they shut me down for a month. Thinking that's going to set y'all back. But it's always a way to get the message out, and I never stop. When they shut me down on Facebook, I went to Instagram. When they blocked me on one page, I opened another one. It's just that simple. One monkey don't stop no show. And because they closed one exit don't mean I still can't go. Because mama say when they close one door, another one opens for sure. And this is the way the game go. When they try to lock you in, they gonna help you out. And when they try to push you out, they gonna let you in. Just that simple. So that mean all of the motherfucking doors that they tried to close in my face, flipped the room around and they was on the outside before they shut the door. And that's mama way of doing things. On a mirror flip. Off of conscious queens that knew how to run this thing the right way. So, don't fall for their bullshit, divide and conquer. Remember this, if a motherfucker got an excuse to bring a family together in the midst of divide and conquer, use all of their pagan holidays to your advantage. Every one of them. Throw family functions on their holidays so you can pass intel in the open. That's it. Just remember, it wasn't Thanksgiving what you call the Harvest Festival what they call the Gratitude Festival. That wasn't it. It was Black Friday. In the dark of night, in the wee hours of the morning when the slaughter started. It was Black Friday. Right? So that was a black night. The darkest night it ever was. Darker than 101 Arabian Nights. Darker than the sons of Abu Muttalib. Because when they did that, they shut off the lights to the motherfucking kingdom by killing off the chiefs of the land. Thinking that we wasn't going to never wake up from the slumber that they put us in by harsh treatment, misinformation and disinformation, propaganda and grand illusions. By switch and bait and switch, kind games and kind artists. I see through all they shit. Been around the block a few times, seen a few things. Heard a few messages, interpreted a few dreams. Now I can see every motherfucking thing crystal clear. It was just a controlled remote viewing process. So I can review it remotely, under control, using a system of motherfucking training to develop the mind to a higher level than they could have comprehended because I was already into this shit years before they ever figured out what to do with me. And they still don't fucking know. This nigga's a problem. This nigga's a motherfucking problem. Been one, gonna be one, until these motherfuckers off the land. Anything I can do. The elders want me to put the information out. I want to kick some fucking ass. They want me to stay in the cave. I want to hit the fucking streets. So you understand the position I'm in. I got to follow the motherfucking path because the path is laid clear to the one who follows it faithfully. Right? So I'm not worried about it. I'm just sitting here giving y'all the answers to all of the tests of life. Why are you here? University Earth. It's a school. It's called the School of Life. But the School of Life got hijacked by derelicts. You know them badass kids that they always sent to a separate school because they couldn't get along with the regular kids? Them niggas hijacked the motherfucking game. They took the remote control from the kids and grown asses got on there and started fucking the game up on purpose. So they had to call in the dean, the one who write curriculum, law, maintains the order of the university to come fix this shit. I gave y'all the answers. Scroll the page. They all there. Go back 3 years, you have a fucking crash course in a master of masters, self-raised master laying this shit down because I told these motherfuckers in 2017 Hiram was motherfucking raised. And Hiram is the high ram, and the high ram is the one that sits at the top of the mountain ready to buck they motherfucking ass down. But they just didn't know that at the top of the mountain on that motherfucking pole stood a gorilla. So the high ram was a gorilla the whole time when they was looking for a goddamn monkey. And they thought they was playing monkey in the middle, but they couldn't play keep away well enough to keep it away from a platinum back gorilla. I ain't gonna never be your monkey in the middle because I'm not playing pickle with you motherfuckers. Because I'm not the pickle man. I'm from the land. So, from the water tribes to the earth tribes to the fire tribes to the air tribes to the land of ether. From the roads to that cross to the crossroads and back around again. From coast to coast, up and down, back and forth across the land. Zigzag zigging as I am. Telling y'all the whole fucking plan in the public domain to claim back your motherfucking shit is to state your claim by stating your motherfucking right. So, I think I done been on here long enough. I'm gonna thank y'all for coming in to investigate on the 89 flip out. And that's 3 5s on the 555 turnaround. So keep up the good work for those who doing the good work. And for the lazy, trifling, and entitled, y'all ain't gonna get shit. That's all I gotta tell you. Yeah. So let your motherfucking soul clan know where you at. Get to rapping and tapping. Get them fingers to snapping and them hands to clapping. Yep, I appreciate all y'all. hubs in Egypt and they was using electricity in Egypt. Well, fuck, the fucking pyramids are great electrical generators. Tesla motherfucking towers of free energy. The fuck you mean that this motherfucker's tied a key on a kite and found some electricity? He knew what the fuck he was doing. He couldn't control that shit. If that shit would have happened, he'd have got fried. If you understand the nature of electricity, if that motherfucking lightning would have hit a key on a kite and he was holding the string, it was going straight to his ass. Path of least resistance. Law of physics. You can't fucking avoid it. If it touched that key and that key tied to that rope and that rope tied to his hand, it's touching his ass too. Basic motherfucking shit. But they don't want you to use no critical thinking skills and no practical problem solving, because then you can figure this shit out and it's in your face the whole time. They like to call it in your face behind your back. So what do? My conditions were simple. I don't want no big eyes and no little U's if I'm going to take the test. I don't want no sexism or no racism. I don't want no Democrats or no Republicans or no Soviets or no communists or no motherfucking red army or no blue army. No. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. That's not what nature intended. That is an aberration to nature. That means we got to fix that shit. So what do? Back to the fucking beginning is what we do. We hit the fucking reset button on this shit. We hit the reset button. The reset button say we go back to matriarchy. That's what the reset button say. The reset button say that they had to find a motherfucker that was the right blood, with the right intelligence, with the right charisma, with the right motherfucking street knowledge, legal knowledge, medical knowledge, gang banging motherfucker, tooth motherfucking 1519 out the motherfucking gate, Larry Hoover motherfucking pounding my chest, Chicago, Chi-Town, bull, motherfucking nut carrying gorilla. That's all they wanted. So here I go. Pound my motherfucking chest, swinging from these goddamn lampposts, trying to tell y'all the motherfucking way out, and y'all looking at a nigga like he crazy. I told you fucking so again. The shit over with. Pay attention. Now, I'm not really going through the 7 points, so I'll probably have to address them in the post, because I guess as the preacher say, the spirit got in me and took me where it wanted me to go. It do say in there, prepare not what you say before the magistrate, for at that very moment, Holy Ghost will rise up and speak through you. And it is a known fact to a voodoo practitioner that the Holy Ghost is the awakening of the inner God in the mortal. But if he's not prepared, it can't take hold. So he convulses and go into seizures, having an epileptic fit in the middle of the church, because he have not prepared his vessel to receive the whole glory of the Lord. What the fuck is you talking about, Rod? It's called mitochondrial infusion. The tones and rhythms of the music opens the channel of the mitochondria to download what you call purified love essence. It's the very foundation of what love is built on. It's the very link from the child to the mother that they call the silver cord. It's a mitochondrial link. Now, from this link, when it's activated, it allows what you call whole brain integration. Left brain, linear logic, father side, and right brain, abstract, psychic, intuitive, mother side. So, mama pick a child, daddy pick a child. Granddaddy pick a child, auntie pick a child. And they all gotta pick one. Because we got to pass the family legacy on in the correct order, no matter what the fuck kind of system or society that we develop. The birthright don't change. The historical record don't fold. because this overrides all of what you know as government. This is higher law. It's called universal law. We know them as the confessions of Mott or the admonitions of Mott. These are all of the rules to life. When you learn how to live by them, then you cannot be recused for lack of studying it or activating that principle. So you always have the opportunity for redemption until the final redemption has came. Then there's the final redemption. The matriarchy then been restored. I don't know what to tell y'all. Babylon fell. You know, they said that it would be a stone hewn from a mountain with no hands, and that it would roll down and strike Babylon at its feet of iron and clay. Its feet of iron and clay. Iron being what you call a platinum group metal, it's a heavy metal. Clay being what humans are supposed to be made of in Genesis. So it's going to be artificial intelligence, artificial AI humans. That's going to have to be challenged by a spirit of the earth. Just a simple little black stone. And onyx stone. Because we come from what you call the onyx generation. The onyx generation serves the purpose of cleaning the shit up for the indigos. For the coming rainbow children. They coming to take Earth and turn it from a high school into a massive university of spiritual knowledge. There's no other place like it to learn how to control your God self than the struggles that come with Earth and Earth life. The problem came in when the ones who was entrusted to enforce the law was led astray by blood contracts. Because the blood contract is a standing contract and it can only be broken at its fulfillment of what is being mentioned to do. So this is why the Constitution was written in the blood of Crispus Attucks, the first to die in the American Revolution, because you needed the first blood, right? Once they draw first blood, that's to put you on fucking notice that they coming for the motherfucking kingdom. You didn't pay attention. Our ancestors dropped the ball somewhere. Well, I had to go find out what they did. They inserted an artificial government, what they call an interim government. And then the interim government was only given a 13 square mile area to operate in called DC. But that was the corporation that was hired after George Washington betrayed the war contra. As a Masonic brother, he was a double agent between the English and the French. And he figured that once the Moors took off their fezzes and the Amuru took off their feathers, or as they say, as the elves take off their fezzes and the bays take off their feathers, they can blindside them and take everything from them and they'll never know what the fuck happened. You ever see the fact checkers correct when I post the picture with George Washington where he said, if you take their fezzes and you take their feathers and let us treat them bad, etc., in 200 years, they will have no fucking clue who is who, and they won't be able to distinguish between each other. They never blocked that shit out on the fact checker, because that was the motherfucking contract. It had to be in public domain. It had to be accessible, in our face, behind our back. So I keep showing it over and over again. See, Tariq Bey damn near went fucking insane trying to tell you motherfuckers what's going on, and y'all won't fucking listen, incredulous ass, stubborn motherfucking stiff-necked mortals. You want to be immortal so fucking bad you don't even understand that you got a higher propensity for intellect, art, entertainment, whatever you get into, because you're not part of this shit. You came here to use this shit to keep this shit in order as the caretakers, the original motherfuckers, the original spirits of the earth, back in human form. Y'all knew we was coming. They knew this shit was gonna get cleaned up. They knew this shit can't go on forever. Considering I wouldn't give a fuck how bad this shit get. This many mothers can't keep praying and earth don't answer in one form or a motherfucking another. So this is the answer. So from here, I'm gonna go finish writing my post. But this is the update. This shit is a fucking wrap, right? This shit finna get moving 100 miles an hour now. The Queens then went one-on-one with the Great One, and we done prevailed over this shit. Tit for tat, forth and back on the dragon dance. Off the left hand and the right hand from the straight bump. This shit motherfucking a rap. Now, for all of y'all that don't know y'all culture, your ancestors is never gonna leave this bitch where you don't have a remedy for the redemption of this motherfucker we call Earth. Whether you think it's flat, convex, concaved, domed, round, oval, lopsided, elongated, it don't fucking matter, cause y'all all right. As a creator, your perception will mold this motherfucking 3D reality into whichever one of these earths you see. The planet's gonna line up however, as the God form, you say they supposed to line up. I said a while back I wasn't gonna address the... So, we get into agreements and soul contracts, without knowing, because we wasn't woke, all the way woke. We wasn't really aware of what we were doing, so we got caught in a contract. So we need to know how to get under those contracts. Now those contracts or those agreements, blood rights, and soul contracts, they all have an exit. It's supposed to. If you got a tattoo, it should have a meaning, or you shouldn't have it. The soul contract can be broken amicably, which means no harsh side effect land on either side of the agreement. There's no consequence